Now, for the next hour or so, we're going to be talking about parks and politics. I'd venture that politics is not something that most of the roughly 300 million people who visit our national park system every year think of when they're planning their vacations, but politics definitely do impact those vacations. To drive that point home, we have two elder statesmen from the conservation/environmental movement who have endured and navigated politics through the more than 90 combined years that they've worked in that world. Jonathan Jarvis, of course, was the 18th director of the National Park Service under President Obama, and his brother Destry has had a long career working for the parks, first with the National Parks Conservation Association, later inside the Interior Department under the Clinton administration. Now, John, you took a rather bold stance in your official comments on the Hoffman draft. I believe you wrote in part that the draft was, quote, the largest departure from the core values of the National Park Service in its history, posing a threat to the integrity of the entire system. Why was it such a great threat?
Well, that infamous memo, I was the only one of the regional directors that actually filed a formal memo regarding Hoffman's rewrite of management policies. And what Paul was doing is every time a decision that a park superintendent was making, particularly to deny an activity that was maybe being proposed by a supporter of that administration to do something in a park, if the superintendent cited chapter and verse and line of management policies, Paul would pull that up on his computer in Word and revise that section to make it possible for an individual to do these kinds of activities in the parks. For instance, the way that policies are written now, and still are when were written then, is that the onus on a proposal, the onus falls on the proposer to prove to the National Park Service this would have no significant impact. And Paul flipped that and he put it on the Park Service. And so anybody that proposed anything from a zip line in Yosemite to the top of Half Dome, it would fall on the Park Service to prove that it had significant impact. Otherwise, it would be allowed. And so he was basically opening the door through a rewrite of policies to all kinds of inappropriate activities just because they were being proposed. This is a straight line from Horn's interpretation as well. And so we really saw it as a significant threat to the policies. And as I indicate in the book, Paul Hoffman's version of this rewrite was leaked, not by me, but it was out there and people could actually see, because in Word, it shows the revision and who did it. And it was throughout the document, you could see significant revisions all done by Paul.
Did you fully appreciate at the time the professional risk you were taking by sending those comments up the line?
Oh yeah, I mean, I got called back to Washington by Director Fran Minella and her deputy Steve Martin, and got my butt chewed and threatened with removal from my position.